that other shit, niggas can't. Yeah, where I have to do this. Yeah, that other shit, niggas can't fuck with shit. Let's get it poppin'. Yeah, worship with Boffman, light can't stop it. Darkness the option. I'm a street deacon, I'm a street preacher, sorta like a prophet. Have you seen my hyena, cilantro vagina? Let me put a fat ninja carne aside ya. Girl, let me guide you. My words shine like Danny in the mazes. I smoke purple in the rain in the ranges. I shirm away the pain. Guilt disappeared. The killer then appeared. Dipper Lucy, little bro, dip shit. You will never fear shit. Repercussions, concussions, shooting up the function. Man, the flesh is really needy. You see me in the streets, nigga, better fucking greet me. You see me in the streets, nigga, De Niro with the heat me. If I say kill a man, Val Kilmer got away. Bum bitches get away. I'm not scared to say. I'm not scared to say what niggas think about. What niggas think about. I don't give a fuck, nigga, what niggas think about. Brain ground, chalk around, headshots astound them. Next time you see that nigga, tell that nigga I said I'm 40. He's just a shorty. Whole clip, whole 30. Bullets make you Millie Rock sturdy. You can ask Jay-Z. Electronic products come with batteries. Brooklyn streets inside of me. I let a girl guide me, feed me, bring it back hard, baby. 7 corner hustlers. Niggas can't fuck with us. Clinton Hill, do I trust? And Clinton Hill, do I trust? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Rap shit is easy. Sat it on the creepy. 90 degrees. Bone spray easy. Ring me, repeat me. 29 cycles. Malik me. Can you see the distance, or do you know the difference? The pussy or the palace, the hookah in the chalice, a squirter or a burner. Gun game murders, niggas, guards in the swamp. Stash every brick, the black one's amazing. 2001 gram stone monoliths, nigga. Unbroken odysseys, fast ones fold you. Treat you like a bankroll, tuck you and fuck you. Suck you and step. Spy games, lie games, mind games, thriller. Gun games, run games, they already obvious square. Downtown Brooklyn, nigga, homie, I was there. All of y'all was scared. Do you know the difference, or could you tell the difference? The pussy or the palace, a hookah or a chalice, a squirter with a burner. My words is murders. Reverse these cases, free little smurder. Silence in the hammers, nigga, Solomons and Masons. Fix every trick, guard in the swamp. Stash in the bricks, nigga. Yeah. This is that other shit, niggas can't fuck with shit, man. Stop trying to impress niggas with their regular narrative, bro. You grown now.
Live from Taiwan, District 13. as I said earlier, you won't have to think about it as usually you think about things. Marvelous even to find a way to clear out every uncertainty that you have in your life so you know what you're doing here on earth, what your purpose. So doubts, all these doubts about yourself. These vibrations so that you don't have to hear you don't have to see what you don't want to see about yourself. man or a woman who will say, just a minute, what are you talking about? Praising physicality, mental, emotional. You know you did. You're not fooling anybody. I had to stop my story for a second. What's up, man? How's it going?
I can't complain, man. Great stream, very insightful, and it has mass psychology elements where the biggest question is most people, the masses, they don't want to do an internal reflection because they're afraid of the inner demon that they have
Right.
and confronting it. Kind of like that anime with Bleach, and Ichigo had to verse his inner monster, and he said, "Why do you fight? Why do you try to fight with logic? When
Mhm.
your enemies are trying to kill you, it's all about the instinct." And many of them doubt their instincts. And in some aspects, as you get older, you could turn kind of that doubt into an investigative type of power. When you doubt someone's credibility or something like that, or you're looking
Oh
into
yeah.
the deeper nature of things. I think that's a more positive step to do. But at the same time, I also liked how you said you just take blind action without forming a strategy is a fool's move because it's like forging ahead, but which is can be very courageous and great. But if you don't have a strategy of how you want to tackle it, then it's gonna be a disaster. When really, I think most people they have to probably suffer before they actually develop what they truly want deep inside them. And it could take them many years, or it could just take them just a life changing moment, and then they realize what's really important.
hmm No, I agree, man. Um, just like what you're saying relates to the story about how literally if when you hit your low point is when negation comes into play, right?
Hmm.
You know what you don't want. You know what you don't want in life.
Hmm.
And in that story, this king he's telling the prison warden on this island, basically we'll let all these prisoners go, and we'll have like he said, we'll even help them with the strategy. They have a ship and everything they can have, right? And the food, and
Hmm.
when they get to the island, they'll be, I mean, to the mainland, they'll be taken care of. But bro, the keys were open of the cells. These people could have left in in
Hmm.
in the um in the cells, but no. After a couple weeks, no one left. They just stayed there in their cells. They acted all excited
Uh-huh.
when they heard the news that that the king was going to let them escape. They're and then they could start a new life. They're excited. They went back to their cells. No one strategized on how they were going to do it and all that, even though the plan was right there. And they just stayed in their
Yeah.
cell. And it shows us the king's point was to show the warden that you can give people all the game plan and the strategy, and let them know that they're their best ally. Shout out to Jack in the chat, Squash. Uh, you can be your best ally, but still, if you don't get out and get something, nothing's gonna happen, right, Shiv?
Oh yeah, and actually that story relates highly to Plato's allegory of the cave. And it shows how
Yeah.
people were so in tuned to their shadow that they don't want to escape into the cave and see the light. And in a lot of those prisoners, they probably had learned helplessness over the years of trauma, of being in prison, and they can't think of any other way of escaping
Yeah.
because they're afraid and they only know one way of life. So they turn into this helpless creature that has given up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think majority of people they try. You know, I think in the beginning they go through a denial phase. Like kind of like they say this can't be. Then they try to bargain. Then they use anger, and then they try to blame other people for their problems, or they try to vote their way into like kind of what we have seen. But the more things change, the more they kind of stay the same. The corruption and all that, and then people just refuse to realize the bigger picture and that life is messy, but at the end of the day, you got to figure out like what you truly want in life. And I think we as men, we have the ability to do that and, be in isolation. We could do it better than women in a way, you know.
In general, yeah,
Yeah, in
yeah,
general, yeah.
in general,
Provided they're evolved and they realize, look, you're gonna fail a lot, but that's
yeah,
the spice of life, Like the failure is just a stepping stone to
yeah.
success.
Ain't that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't that right? Caucasian Asian, yeah. Get up, fall down, get up, and keep going at it, right? Yeah.
But the key is to learn what your failures are teaching you. And then, like kind of like a general, if you lost a war, you got to reanalyze why you lost the war. Make sure you don't lose it again,
Yeah,
and
that's
History
yeah,
for a reference.
yeah,
yeah,
These things have
right.
actually happened in history. There's
yeah.
an event where a shipwreck on an island left something like 70 women and 4 men. For the first couple of weeks, the 4 men dominated the women with an iron fist, but eventually one of the women got the upper hand on the men, and she became the queen and was probably one of the most heinous rulers in human history.
Mm.
The exact opposite has taken place where 22 men and 2 women were shipwrecked, and the 2 women were interchangeably kept as slaves and treated as royalty, depending on who had captured them most recently.
It goes
Wow.
back to it goes back to that if you're put in those circumstances, those extreme circumstances, then really logic goes out the window and it's all about who has the killer instinct to survive and kind of just obliterate your opponent, and I think a lot of people has forgotten, people get comfortable in the West with their ways of life and with their safety, but they got to realize when things really hit the fan, then you see people's true nature. In war, you see like in former ex-Yugoslavia, there was many women, unfortunately with war, they turned into sex slaves. They were begging for food and they offered their bodies for sex, and many they got raped, tortured. Many people got absolutely killed, and really it was survival of the fittest. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that, but you should never forget that. At the end of the day, we got to consider ourselves fortunate that we're allowed to even think of like trying to improve our lives. Other people don't have the opportunity. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of luxuries out there as being from the West.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but even some of the hoods back home. I mean, I'm in Asia now, but when I used to live in deep East Oakland, it wasn't like the Philippines, like or the favela in Brazil or Colombia, but it was pretty bad, man. Like every day, people getting shot. Uh, some places trash everywhere, and then it was wild. But even with that said, there's a will in some people that they don't give a fuck. They're still gonna make the best out of it. You know. Um, I don't know where you at. You're in Georgia, by the way. Caucasian, Scott Sasquatch. Thank you for blessing us tonight, or I think it's tonight over there in the wilderness of North America, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm here for the
That's it.
conversation, bro. Like, uh, I go where the interest lies.
Mhm.
I've specifically looked for channels that are putting in the work that aren't maybe ringing as many bells as possibly they should, you know?
Mhm.
And in order to figure out who's who, you kind of got to go in, talk to them, get your feet wet.
Yeah.
And some people are perfectly normal people. Some people in this medium are heavily disingenuous. And it's relatively hard to tell the difference sometimes.
I
Yeah.
guess that's the only way is to get up and talk to them, just like in
Right.
Squish Reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also time. You got to see people's behaviors and actions because that kind of tells you the whole story. And also
Also-
people's association. and what's their agenda. If they have an agenda, they have a bias, and sometimes that is not really good for the viewer. So,
Yeah. Sasquatch, you brought up something similar in your stream last night. What Shift just said, like when you're asking people, if I told you who these certain streamers hang out with all the time, would you
Oh
still
yeah,
want to
you
hang
are
out
more
with them? That was a
defined by
good one.
those who hate you than you are by those who like you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really difficult concept to explain. Oh no, mindful exposures. Hello, Ezra. Hello, Sarah.
Ezra.
Hi, Ezra. Yes, if I don't say
He's
hi
on
to her
top of
3
it.
times, she will drink an entire box of wine and come after me.
Well, I haven't seen that Ezra. Maybe she's done that before when she's come up.
She
She
like
just kept it on the down low.
7'3" and cute as a button. So like
Wonder
I don't have a
Woman.
problem if she comes after me, right? Like, ooh, son,
That's
come get
my
me
sister. That's my
started. Come get
sister
me
right there.
started.
We know Sarah. Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I
But
was getting at is you can't trust people. You trust people to be themselves. You have to have experience with that individual long enough to find out where they break their own morals, right?
yeah,
right.
exactly. It's about the morals, the character, their actions, and it's either whether they can be bought, manipulated, or controlled. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people, they can be easily bought off. They'll do anything for fucking money.
Well, now hold on. There's a difference here on whether or not being bought actually compromises your morals, because if you are here to sell a product and you're selling that product and that is the business you are in and your face is attached to it, then you're going to have to say some disingenuous things when you do ad reads. It's part of the freaking job. And so accepting that as part of the job, it doesn't necessarily fold your morals. You're doing a job.
It's different when you're selling a genuine product, like a food product, or like, something that's benefit to society. I can get that. But what I see a lot of streamers, they kind of can't, they, and I'm talking about from the financial streamers perspective. What I see is essentially they would hype a product or stock or a specific sector, and then they realize that then people don't realize they're actually being promoted from a certain company in order to pump that, and then the viewer suffers and they buy at a high price, and then next thing you know it goes
Pump and
down.
dump. That's an
Yeah.
immoral deception. But
Yes.
okay, there's a difference between deception and support. I don't let's take Jack Talcott, right?
Mhm.
I don't
I'll be right
believe
back.
that man's deceiving anyone, right? I think he's speaking genuinely at the time that he's speaking. The difficulty ensues when you include several different opinions of the words that he's saying. If you're not interpreting them from his perspective, it would be very difficult to understand exactly what he means, right? That being said, just because someone, doesn't agree with him or has an opposing opinion or anything doesn't make them a bad person, and neither of these people are immoral. It comes down to Jack's doing the things that he's doing, and he's doing it for the reasons he's doing it. If money becomes involved in that concept, so be it. On the other hand, if you're trying to sell snake oil and you're saying it cures AIDS, that's deceptive.
Yes.
If you're
That's
here to
what
make money and you're making money by selling yourself, then you're going to have to tell jokes. You're going to have to be funny. You're going to have to be personable. You're going to have to do a lot of things that right before I turn on this ring light, I do not feel like doing.
Yeah. I'm just pure. I'm too raw for that type of shit. So,
Well, it's not a deception is my point.
yeah.
It's the thing I'm selling. It's what I'm pushing. It's what I'm trying to do. Now, keep in mind, I am not monetized. I have no donation links because I do not wish to be bought.
Which is good. That means that you have higher morals than most people. Like
I don't know if it falls to morals. It's not a morals thing. It has to do with the nature of my channel. I run a bit of a promotional channel, And one of the very first problems I ran across was twofold. Either people wanted me to pay them to be on the channel or wanted to pay me to come on my channel. And I thought that was really weird. I was like, no, dude, you're doing the work, you're putting in the job, you're entertaining people, and I think you could do much better if you just, nobody's supposed to Iron Man a fucking YouTube channel, bro. Think about it. You own a broadcasting network.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there by yourself trying to put together all the bells and whistles and gizmos and gimmicks and all the things to try to make it a useful and dynamic and informative and whatever else you want it to be. That's a lot of specialties. That's editing, that's broadcasting, that's lighting, that's camera work. That is a massive number of specializations that I don't think any of us are in a position to be able to actually do. And what I try to do with my channel is put people together who are capable of working together so that they can learn from each other. Because I don't know everything.
Okay,
I just know who to ask. if I have a problem with OBS, I call up my OBS guy. I'm like, hey, this is the problem. Right? I don't have to know everything. I have friends.
That's good. That's good, actually. For me personally, I just like to speak essentially just very raw, very blunt, and this things I'm passionate about. That's how I run mine. And I just do it off the cuff, and that's it. I don't really need to go the extra bells and whistles. And I've been part of certain circles where they were pretty dishonest and pretty deceptive in their motives and the way they treat people.
Let's cover that right quick.
Yeah.
Dishonest and deceptive motives, and the motives behind the dishonest deception. Now, this is going to get kind of circuitous, so work with me here.
Yeah.
You started your channel. Let's say, hypothetically, you started your channel. You hit on some trend. You fall in their algorithm just right. Next thing you know, you've got 1 million subscribers. That's $40,000 a month, bro.
Yeah.
That's going to change the way you look at your channel, even if you're a highly moral person.
It will, because of basically the ads. You're getting paid from the advertisers. And the way I see it is, I made a decision a long time ago. I'll just never monetize, because the way I see it, from my point of view, and nobody has to take, what I say is this comes from me and what I've seen. Is
grain
that,
of salt. I got you.
Yeah, a grain of salt. I don't want to, promote these ads on people when I'm talking to them. I just want them to hear what I say. I don't care about getting promoted from YouTube. And I just want to speak genuine and honest about things that I care about. And that's how I run.
I bet people hate you, bro. I bet some of the places you can go, you're absolute dog
This
water.
guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think he's over here?
I mean,
everyone turned their metaphorical gun on his ass, and I was just running shotgun with them.
To be honest, I love to be hated, because it shows to me, I have a principle, and part of it is mass psychology, which is you go against the herd. And that takes a very strong type of person. Don't operate in mass thinking, do things unorthodox, be an outlaw, and just don't really give a fuck. At the end of the day, I say what I want to say. I go home, I live my life, I enjoy my life, but I want people to, even if I touched one person, they learn something from me. And I think that's enough for me. That actually gives me content, because then you never know who you could change someone else's perspective and change their life, So that, to me, warms me, because I made my money. I'm pretty successful, and I don't really care about the promotion. I do care about being around good people. And I know Gabriel is one of the best homies I ever had. Like we've been together for years on this YouTube.
All right, now pause. This is starting to sound kind of indiscreet. I'll keep y'all secret.
Maybe how you roll, Sasquatch, but this is strictly No, I'm just kidding.
I swing both ways. Don't mess with me, man. You
Oh
just
no,
gonna
shit! We can't even get you with that, man.
No, I
He's
am.
owning it. Damn it!
I am married, so but it's like we're homies. We're homies.
Me too, bro. I've been married 20 years. I would
Holy
say
shit.
happily, but I was
Nice.
doped out for about half of it. So yeah.
Hey, check this out. Hey, we got the 3 stages. You got shift, a year, about almost a year. You got me, a little over 11 years, and you got Sasquatch 20, bro.
Squatch works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and it wasn't easy. This was not a walk in the park. Like neither one of us enjoyed much of it for at least the first 10 years or so. I mean, we were both dealing with drugs. We were both dealing with having money when we hadn't previously had money. We had all of the problems that go along with that trash, and it kind of took a little while for everything to settle down and become real people again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. Decode that for me, bro, because I had that at the 7-year mark.
So
Went into like the 7-8 year mark.
yeah, that's
Started getting
about
good.
right. When I hit about I think it was 9 years in, I was on every drug known to man. I had a busted pelvis, a busted knee. My back was cracked in a couple of places due to an injury I'd sustained previously. And I had never actually sat still long enough for it to heal. And I came on this, and I'm not a doctor, this genius idea of opiates and
He is. Shift is basically.
opiates and benzos. Turns out if you take an opiate and a benzo, your ass will sleep all day, and then you can do it again and sleep all night.
Yep.
I get bored really easy, so it's real difficult for me to stay off my feet. And through that process, I ended up laying still long enough for my back to heal. Not great, but well enough. For my knee to heal, not great, but well enough. The problem I had was my right hip kept popping out of socket. And so every couple of weeks it would and be fine for a couple of days, and then I'd bend over too far or take a bad step or something and pop back out, and I'd be stuck limping around again. Then on drugs the whole time, of course. That didn't help. And one thing I want to say about drugs, opiates specifically, they do not treat pain. They make you not care about anything.
Yep.
You still hurt. You feel the pain. You just do not care.
Yeah.
So I'm laying on the couch one day, a couple of days before this, which is part of the reason why I was so doped up. My hip had actually popped into place, and I had decided that I had to do something about how I was living, and I was going to let it heal for a week, easy, not move, not walk, no more than just to the bathroom, use my crutches when I did the whole 9, right? And I did that. But before I got to the point where I could get off drugs, my daughter come in. She's like 12 or 13 at this point. And she doesn't wake me up. Instead, she just walks over and whispers in my ear, "I love you, Father, and I don't want you to die." And she left. And when I woke up, I could hear nothing but her voice saying that over and over and over in my head. And it became a prime necessity. I decided that I would, in fact, rather die than live the way I'd been living.
That's righteous testimony.
That's
right
very,
there. I feel that, man.
Yeah, that's very, very, that's eye awakening right there.
It jerked me out of the haze of stupidity that I'd been in for 10 years. But beyond that, I couldn't even start being a self. I was not a self at that point. I was completely chained to the grind of acquiring the next fix, whether it was opiates or benzos. And imagine my surprise when I found out that benzos are way harder to get off of than opiates.
Yeah. It's very, very dangerous. Yeah. It's
yes.
like
I cold turkeyed both of them, bro.
Oof.
Shock.
Yeah. The withdrawal is going to be awful. Yeah.
It was, but I didn't know exactly what was going on because I had detoxed off of opiates before, and that sucks. Takes a while, and it sucks. But this time, it was hell. it was bad, dude. Like I was having like freaking seizures and nightmares, and the nightmares would continue into waking for a few minutes. And it was nightmarish, dude. To say it's nightmarish belittles the nightmare.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but at least you got a second chance. That's great, actually. And then you changed your life after that. And that's
I changed a lot of stuff. I'll tell you another one. This is kind of stupid. You're gonna think I'm joking when I say this, but it's the God's honest truth. I'd been clean for about 3 weeks. I was getting to that point where I was starting to trust myself, to like go to the store and stuff without going to get something, And I come in one night sweating freaking balls and absolutely miserable, and I climbed in bed and went to sleep and was like totally comatose overnight. And I wake up to some dude. I listen to audiobooks when I'm sleeping, right? But I wake up to some dude who sounded like Kermit, and he told me, "So if you don't know what to do, you should clean your room, put away your things."
Jordan Peterson.
I'm laying there like I can't. I'm still like withdrawing a little bit, especially from the benzos, and I didn't realize it because I didn't know the problem with benzos, and so I'm not 100% sane, and I'm also not completely awake. And I hear Kermit the Frog telling me that I need to do these things, and I keep going, yeah, he's right. I mean, he might be a little green frog, but he's right. I mean, I should clean my room. And so I did. I cleaned my room. And this sounds stupid. I cleaned my room. Then I cleaned my bathroom. Then I cleaned my hallway. And then I cleaned my living room. And then I cleaned the kitchen. And I mean, like once a year type spring cleaning type stuff. Like I threw away stuff I thought I'd keep forever just because it was in the way.
It's called a deep cleaning.
Cleaning.
Yeah.
Like I shampooed all the carpets. I wiped down all the walls and baseboards and everything. And after about a week and a half of doing this, the rest of the family actually got involved in it. So things went a lot quicker after that. And ever since then, I guess you could say it. And Flow State says this a lot, that YouTube is a replacement to, ex-druggies. We all use it for the oxytocin hit and stuff. And we disagree on some things, but I think on that, he's hit the nail on the head.
Yo, because I didn't know benzos or heroin, but I was a weed head from the Bay Area, bro. And it wasn't when I moved here to Taiwan, like, was it not 8 years ago? That was the hardest thing to get off weed, bro. Like, and because they got shit. No. Well, no, I won't. I'm not gonna hype it up that much, but it was bad, bro.
When I quit weed.
From weed?
Yeah,
really.
I'm fine during the
dreaming.
day. I don't have no problem. When I start dreaming, it's nightmares, it's terrors. Like I'll wake up having a heart attack, like terrified. I don't even know why.
I mean, I tried. I think I tried a weed brownie, and I almost felt like I was melted into the earth. Like.
You do that sometimes.
Yeah, it was I had
that liver really conversion.
It was like I had a panic attack, and I literally, I think that was an awakening there. I felt like I was going to die. It was like
my brother's schizophrenic and can't do weed. If he smokes weed, he loses his freaking monkeys.
Really? Yeah.
One night, all right, when I turned, I didn't know. I had no idea. Nobody had ever told me he was schizophrenic. I just thought he was weird. He's my brother. What am I supposed to say? He's just
older, younger,
older, 8 years older.
Okay,
significantly older is what it comes to. So
it's like my brother's 8 years.
When I turned 21, I was like, smoke a joint with me. He's like, man, you don't want me to do that. I'm like, come on, dude. Really? Homie smokes a joint, then he smokes another one, and another one, and another one. And the next thing I know, he's done called up 5 or 6 people, and they're all on their way to come get him. And we're going to go have us a party. We're going to go find where the fun's at. Mm-hmm. 48 hours later, I've lost him. He's gone. He's been gone for a full 24 hours. I'm still I'm thinking about calling the cops to say he's missing, because the last time I saw him, he was naked running through the woods. And I was like, what the hell happened? And
how'd you get there? Wait, how'd you get there? How did you get to that point? He was by the way. He was running with Godzilla in them.
It wasn't nearly as difficult as you might think.
Oh,
It
okay.
started off with him smoking a couple of joints. He called some people. We rode out to this place called the Duck Roost over here, where there are a bunch of other people. Some of them people were doing other drugs that I'm unaware of. And so he hangs out with these folks, those folks, these folks, and then I hear him screaming. I run out to where he's screaming. I get there, and all of his clothes are in a pile on the ground with his firearm. Yes, the man carries everywhere he goes. Welcome to Georgia. Anyway,
You got New York and Cali. They were like, what? I mean,
yeah, no, dude, we're in
Shift probably
Georgia.
fucking shooting
You
people
got
over there.
constitutional carry, bro. Chances are everyone's carry. Just assume they have a pistol.
Yeah.
You'll live a much longer, happier life that way. Less holes. Anyway, so he runs. He apparently had done some meth or something. I don't know. Was it right there? I was talking to some other folks at the time when he started screaming. But anyway, he did some meth. He runs off into the woods. 2 or 3 people go out in the woods looking for them, and then their car leaves. And I assume because he's not screaming in the woods anymore that he went with them. So I gather up all of his stuff and take it home and wait around, and I don't hear out of it. Anyway, 48 hours later, I get a phone call from someone I've not talked to since I was a small child. He's a guy who owns a farm on the other side of the county over there, like 30 miles away. My brother is hiding inside the engine compartment of his combine. He was wondering if I'd come talk him out. And when he said talk him out, I thought, oh man, this is going to be difficult. So I go over there and I walk into the barn, and there's the combine, and I'm like, hey bud, you need to come on out. That's you, Sasquatch? Yeah, you need to come on out. All right, man. He comes out. Takes him a minute, and he's covered in grease, and he's wearing like some it's the stupidest fucking thing. He's got some Martian fucking boxers on. That's all he's got on. Homie's been wandering around in these woods for a couple of days by his damn self. Stole somebody's boxers.
Oh my god!
How that works out?
What the fuck happened to that person?
I have no idea. So anyway, the guy's like, "Just get your brother, take him home, take care of him." And I took him home, and after a couple of days, he was back to normal. And he looked over at me and said, "I'm never smoking a joint with you again." I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." I don't think that's what did it, but that was definitely the the first step on the way to hell for that night.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
That was the
Don't do drugs,
the
kids.
worst
Don't do drugs.
Weed bad trip I ever heard of. It. That's fucking fucked up, man.
The other guy that I know that has a bad reaction to weed, he just passes out. He'll literally be like,
yeah.
All right. Man, he sleeps the next 8 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what most people do. They smoke weed for, but now it's just like there's studies now.
Oh,
where
the weed we have now is drugs.
Yeah, like
When we was kids, bro, it wasn't drugs. It was like a plant that grew in the ground. You could go get the seeds and grow them. You didn't need no special freaking nothing. Nowadays, the stuff they grow, and that shit's drugs, bro.
Yeah. There's actually people like I've seen in hospitals, like they smoked weed and they got a stroke or a heart attack. It's kind of
you treated some people like that?
Yeah, I treated one, and he was a young guy. He was like 30 years old, and he had heart failure. It's like it's like, man, people don't get heart failure unless they're old, and they're really sick or something. But can you imagine you're like 30 years old and your heart is only working like at 15% capacity when normal it's 55, 60? That's horrible. That's like you're on the verge of death. Terrible. It's just but I think in general, I think if you work environments where you see death all the time, or like you're reminded of death all the time, then you appreciate life more. I think or you have like a life awakening moment where you have to change your life, or else you're going to end up in a bad direction. And that's the moment of truth for every man or woman to say, hey, I had enough. It's time for me to change. And even if they're afraid, they're like, okay, I have to make my life better somehow. And I think a lot of people, they go on YouTube to form a community so where they could talk about their problems, and I think that's good in a sense. But I think after a while, like you can't expect other people to fix your problems. You still have to do the work of internalizing what is really going on and fix not only your mind, but your body, your money situation, your environment, your relationship, and also your
Hold on, bro.
ideas.
Hold on. I hear what you're saying, but you're throwing an awful lot of things on top of the same pile, and it can be overwhelming to people who aren't in that position. First, fix your mind.
Yeah.
Even
Fix
if
your
you
mind.
can't do any of the rest of it, once
Mhm.
your thoughts are flowing properly, the rest will follow.
Yep. And I think for most people, I think the best way to fix your mind, cut off all. I think this is like you kind of have to go cold turkey, but I think this is the best way to reboot your mind. Cut off all mainstream media, cut off all alternative media, and just like, just start being one with your thoughts, write things down, and start forming connections of how you got there in the first place, and try to develop an action plan of how to correct that. And it could take a couple of days, it could take a couple of months, but you're going to feel a lot better when you do that.
An action plan of that nature should probably be planned out to take the rest of your life. I have a simple philosophy, but it works. I try to live tomorrow better than I did today, and
Yeah.
today better than I did yesterday. And that is all. It's
That's
not hard, little bitty steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's the part of ideas, which is actually it could be it is that simple. It could be as simple as that, which is a great idea. But for some people, they want more answers. So I think they should still. I still write things down. I haven't figured everything all out, but that's the beauty of life. And you should write things down where you could have a brilliant idea. You just never know. So
Yeah, I've done that. Gone through stretches where I wrote and journaled my life for like a couple months straight, in just the facts, like that show, just the facts, ma'am. Not like trying to analyze like what the feelings were or anything like that, but just actually what I did. And after a while, I saw I had patterns in my life. The same patterns or loops that people like to say in the panelverse. The same patterns and loops over and over. And then after a while, after reading that shit, I was like, bro, this ain't serving me. And I never would have noticed I had that pattern, for me anyway, if I hadn't wrote it down. And
yeah,
yeah, so that's one thing that helped me
that's
get peace of mind a little bit
that's
in terms of
that's the,
writing.
that's one step with the mind. Then after you've done that, then you focus on the body and your health. What's one
Right.
thing that people do that everybody can do and it's free? Start walking. Start
Walking.
enjoying walking. Do
Yes,
five
sir.
you do 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day. That's about 10,000 steps is about 5 miles. Walk in nature and you're going to feel really good. It's very meditative. And then once you develop that habit, um, excuse me, then you could focus on your diet and eat smaller portions, eat more green vegetables, eat cleaner foods, and if you want to get to the extreme point where you go to the gym and count your macros, not everyone could do that. I do that and I enjoy it. I'm very analytical and I enjoy that part. But you could get really healthy just by walking. I mean, it will put you in a better mood and you'll be spending less time online,
Yeah.
and you could have your whole family go with you, so you're not doing it alone and it'll be fun.
Not my family. Dude, they kill me
Shoot.
trying to start some stuff. They hunt me down like with torches. I'm
Shit.
dead serious, bro. My oldest
Yeah.
daughter was born 45. She was a grown ass woman from the time she sprung fully forth from my baby mama's head. And then the day she turned 18, she turned 12.
Mhm.
He got knocked up,
Wow.
got married, cheated on him, got divorced, hooked up with the guy who knocked her up, and then left him. And there was a whole bunch of other BS that went on in that same time period. She seems to be
Wow.
kind of coming out of that, right? My second daughter She was born a little princess and was her whole life up until she turned 18. When she turned 18, she got a diagnosis of MS, and it was as if somebody came along and cast a grow up spell on her. She's still sweet, she's still light and flighty and all of that, but there is a gravity about that girl that's there now that was not there before.
Yeah, it's not easy dealing with MS.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
not. And one of the problems I had, one of the reasons like she kind of took it so well, at least as far as I can tell, everybody's telling her, oh, it's going to be fine. Everything's fine. It's just going to be fine. So why are y'all lying to her? This could be the most devastating diagnosis she will ever have in her life. And you're telling her it's going to be fine. I think it would be easier for her to actually understand it if she realized that this could be a major problem that would be life altering for the rest of her life.
Yes.
And everybody got mad at me. But when the diagnosis came down, she came and sat down with me. She was like, you were the only one that told me the truth. I said, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I am very sorry that I had to be that person. I didn't want to be that person, but no one else was doing it. And they were all leading you to believe everything would be hunky dory. And it now will be because you understand the circumstances you're in and can act appropriately.
Yeah. And that's what, healthcare professionals, especially what I do with my patients, I tell them the severity of their disease, but I tell them, look, we're going to take one day at a time, one clinic visit at a time. We're going to take care of you, but I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. And they deserve that, to know the full truth and nothing but the truth. Even if you do hurt them emotionally, they have to understand the gravity and the magnitude of a certain diagnosis.
In some of these people's defense, they didn't understand. They hadn't done the research to know what it would actually mean, you know,
Yeah.
how much of a fight this is going to be.
Yep. Some
And so
people
they
get-
were just trying to make her feel better. And I understand that, although I don't have a whole lot of respect for it.
Yeah, you don't want to, like the way I do it, you don't really want to sugarcoat anybody, and you just want to be honest. Even at a point, it could be a detriment to other people because they don't want to hear it, with certain topics or certain things. They don't want to hear it, but I still think they should hear it. Even if they do hate you, it does not
It
matter.
needs to be said out loud where they can hear it, even if they don't want to acknowledge it. If they want to get angry about it, that's fine. And that was fully accepted when I said it.
Yes.
I had watched this happen for a couple of months during that whole we're going to setting all of that stuff up, and right before we went, I was like, hold on now, I want to be perfectly clear. And I thought I thought my baby mama was gonna freaking have a conniption fit. She got mad as hell at me.
And that's okay. At the end of the day, it's how we handle our emotions with other people. It's what defines us. And sometimes you have to be the bearer of bad news and you have to take it, and you're going to disappoint people. But at the end of the day, they're going to realize, like your daughter told you, you told me the truth. And that's what really
Right.
matters. Yeah. And certain people, I think they kind of get in a way like, oh, I don't want to let this person down, or I really shouldn't speak my mind out. But really, that could be a detriment because you're not being your true self. And I think a lot of people are afraid to be their true selves because maybe they don't even know themselves, or they're just afraid of what they could find inside. They may not like that, who they are. And yeah.
Yeah, so they go around, like I did a little video when I was walking, getting my steps in, walking and recording, some thoughts, and it was about this whole Mr. Nice Guy syndrome, where people will go around like being kind of like a chameleon, and they'll try to mirror what they think the other person is into, or wants them to be like, at the stake of showing them their true authentic self. And a lot of folks go around, and I have to admit, I've gotten better from this, but I've gone around like this before, so much so that, like, who knows what's behind I didn't even know what was behind my persona for so long because I was always trying to be the nice guy, right? But all that ends up happening is you end up being bitter because you
what
can't
fixes
shine.
that nice guy syndrome? Your good solid drug addiction. You'll get right over that shit, dude. Nothing.
I was in the
Don't
shallow
do
end too
drugs,
much with that
okay?
chronic.
Don't do drugs.
Or you just get attacked by online army and they send pizza to your house and all these other things. But
Oh yeah, that yeah. Or you can
that's
just do a stream. Yeah, that one. Or you can just stream it because I mean, my numbers don't reflect on this channel, but I've had other channels with thousands of subs and stuff. And just by self-stalking myself over the years, by listening to myself, I'm like, bro, what the hell?
I can't
You
do
clean
that.
this shit up. Yeah.
I can't listen to myself. It drives me crazy.
Really?
Really?
You don't like it?
Drives me nuts. I don't.
I mean, it sounds good on this end.
Everybody talks about how great my voice sounds, especially when I'm doing Alex Jones. But I don't like hearing myself.
To be honest, I love hearing myself, because I kind of love to hear my passion of what I say. And it kind of, in a way, when you feel down and you just hear yourself passionate, it's like, oh yeah, I still have it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you snap out of it.
Right. It is a boost, but also I was like what I was doing earlier, monologuing. I was doing that at a necessity for my own personal growth. And yeah, that'd be great if other people can get something out of it. But I'm basically just recording my thoughts, like self-talking myself about
It's called a flow of thought. What is it? A flow of thought recording?
Oh, a conscious.
Flow
Yeah,
consciousness.
yeah.
That's it.
Stream of consciousness too. I say that one too. Yeah. Because I don't want to I think it's weird to make it sound like I'm preaching at people or whatever, but mainly it's to wake myself up to some things I feel like I need to wake myself up to.
I was a narrow minister for a Baptist minister, bro. I'm dead serious. I know you don't see it over here, the way I talk, the way I be. But ladies and gentlemen, what we need to do is dig deep. We need to dig deep into the bottom of this very topic. We're going to get down to the very base of it where you give every single, you're going to donate every single dollar.
Yo, I like that, man.
There we go.
I'm telling you.
I mean, that's not no nice guy shit. That was dope.
I've got I'm 2 seconds from being at a fucking revival tent over here. Like,
it sounds like
it wouldn't be hard, bro. My mama made me promise not to start nor join a cult. She did that when I was like 7, and I promised, and since then I actually had a crisis of conscience in my mind because I had a YouTube channel that was doing exceptionally well, and someone told me it was a cult of personality, and I went, am I breaking my promise?
Well, here's the thing. YouTube kind of encourages that. And there is a caveat, when you do the channel, you do have a responsibility in a way. And it really depends on the channel creator and the owner. Most people, they don't really care about their viewers in a way. They kind of just do things, or they work for a media company and they kind of get scripted things of what to say in order to get the most clicks and views. But you still have a responsibility. So
yeah,
I think it's very important not to lead your viewers to the gutter. So
right. Isn't there a fine line? Well, first of all, before I say this, what's up to our Wonder Woman? What's up, Ez? How's it going?
Hey.
What's up, sis?
Tried to come in earlier and I kind of like messed up my sign in because you guys were talking about just sort of diagnoses, especially in the medical professional. But anyway, I didn't want to like jump into that, so we can go off on other tangents. Good for it.
Well, then we'll do that. Yeah. Good to see you. I was gonna ask the panel: is there a fine line between a cult and a tribe or a community, or are we just using word salad?
I don't think so. I don't think there is a fine line at all. There's a big difference between a cult and a community. A community are people that have agreeable ideas, whether or not they all have the same thoughts. A cult is where an individual is trying to alter your thinking process. Cults, by definition, are somewhat deceptive. A community is not necessarily deceptive.
Yeah. Yeah, in a cult, especially with YouTube nowadays, like the get rich quick cults, what I have seen over the years is that essentially they are learning the art of brainwashing and cult formation, but really the person that made the channel is getting all the money, while the people that pay for the courses or whatever, they're getting gutted. So it's just like a MLM marketing scheme. While community is like you could exchange ideas, and they're all individuals. They can leave. While cults, it's people can leave, but the problem is then if they paid thousands and thousands of dollars, then they got the sunken cost fallacy, and then also, what if the cult leader has their personal information or something very they share too much information, and they could get blackmailed, and they get exposed
Have
in
you
the
ever
public.
followed any of the Scientology channels out there? The ones who escaped.
Yeah, I have
I
books.
heard
I'm
it,
looking at my
yeah.
bookshelf. Going Clear by Lance
Right.
Wright. That's a good
Okay.
one. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've
some
heard it.
science. Go ahead, Ezra.
No, sorry, just adding that I've heard some interviews.
Right. Well, one of the things that Scientology does is it keeps track of you at all times. And wherever you go, whatever you're doing, at any point in time, one of the other members may show up and verify that you're actually there doing what you are supposed to be doing. They never go anywhere alone. They're always at least in pairs, if not in groups, and typically somebody in charge and somebody following. All of these things. This is cult control. It is exactly what it is. Now, if somebody wants to go along with it, that's their choice. But when it stops being their choice, is where I kind of have an issue with it.
Yeah, and
Well,
it goes back to the mind control. Unfortunately,
yes.
and it's once they get sucked into it and they spend so much time, they get really afraid to leave, and they turn into victims. It's all unfortunate.
But
This
wait,
is
there were victims
excellent.
before they joined it.
Yeah, because
And-
the cult leaders, they do a very good job of attracting people that are in a desperate need or time, and they feel something from that cult leader. Like he's very charismatic, and it's like, oh yeah, I feel really good with him. But then when they join after many years, then they realize like, oh shit, I made a mistake.
Is that word used loosely nowadays?
Sorry, go ahead. I'm talking over everyone.
No. I'll just say this real quick. Are people using that too loosely though in the YouTube space in the panelverse with certain people? You think, or is there legitimate cult shit going on? You think?
Oh, son, there is legitimate cult shit going on. Anytime you go into a maybe not panelverse so much, it's harder to do that when
It's
you
a little
have
smaller here.
other ideas that are floating around in the same sphere. Now, when you have somebody, you go to the panel, and everybody on panel are basically just repeating the same stuff. They don't have to chant in unison for it to be chanting.
Flat Earth. Sorry, excuse me.
Your average. That's good stuff. Your average sovereign citizen type who goes completely bonkers over contract law, you don't got to chant in unison for it to be a chant.
Yeah, I mean, gotta be careful which channel you get associated with, and I learned that the hard way. I mean, I came from the manosphere in the black pill type of sphere. And we had there was he was a cult leader. I kind of knew, but then I saw his lies. Then he got exposed, and then
It's like the Wizard of Oz, huh?
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz, and then
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and it turns out it was an
Shiftless
ex-felon. Yeah, it was just an ex-felon, a loser living in his mom's basement. Exactly in his mom's basement. with
Literally a
rainbow
basement, right?
Yeah, literally a basement, and
Not even a cool one. Not even a man cave.
Nope.
Nope, his mom's.
Yeah.
It was right next to the washing machine and the dryer, and right across from where they kept the pet food.
Yeah, but you know what? Like at the end of the day, it was kind of fun in a way, because you battled this whole army by yourself. You just call them out and you call them shitters, and They send you pizza at your house, and I kept telling them, you know where to find me. If you want to fight, you know where to. I'm not afraid of anybody. And
Well,
then
did you ban
after,
120 people or something like that on your stream?
oh yeah,
Like
I
in the
think it was
last
like
year?
200 plus. I think, yeah,
Damn.
200 plus. Yeah, it was kind of fun, But now it's it's gone, and they realized not to. What happened was I pretty much like kind of almost terminated their channel with mass reporting. So it was just
Oh,
that was one way I did it.
Sir, that was a cult.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Ezra,
And
what you got, Ezra? Oh, sorry about that shit.
no
Keep going,
worries.
Shiv.
I mean, it was just it was a good. It was in a way. It kind of. I kind of look back and I kind of just have to laugh. It was just kind of funny.
You survived it.
Yeah.
Desecrating
We
them.
could do a documentary on that, bro. Oh wow, we could have so much fun with that, but it's probably a little too sore for you.
I mean, I just.
Let's just think about the level of content we could go to. We could discuss trolls. We could talk about the individual situations.
But don't.
Never mind.
It's doubly twisted. Like I have whole compilations of that I made of Shift just desecrating them over the span of like a weekend. When you went on 2 channels and just like fucking gave it to them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
I
expose
have
all the.
once a year. Once a year, I have a no holds barred.
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day, my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm a groundhog, and as such, on Groundhog's Day, at some point in time during the morning, I'll go live and I'll sit down. And usually, I don't say anything. I just sit there, drop the link in chat, and there'll be some armed groundhog on the background. And as soon as somebody comes up, I'm like, "Your mama have any kids that lived?" Or were you the only asshole baby that lived, or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you train to be that stupid? Did they offer classes? Where do I sign up?
You were doing a preview yesterday. You called that poor man Uncle Fester. I caught that shit.
Poor
the
man,
light bulb.
Uncle Fester.
He kind of looked like him. No disrespect.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
That man is sweet as he could be. He's one of the nicest
nice.
people I've ever. He's very, very nice. In fact, I gave him a 1 million view idea, a solid gold channel. What I told him to do, he's in Ireland, and I told him, I was like, anytime you're leaving a room where there's no white people in the room, film the room and then reach over, turn off the light, and walk out and say you're turning off the last your last Irishman leaving, so you're turning off the light. You will not only get 1 million views, you will also get arrested.
Dude, only way to 1 million subs, 40,000.
Right?
I can't believe that shit. That's crazy. Fucking Ezra, how you doing? What would you do with 40,000 a month?
She said she'd be
That's the
right
question.
back.
No, I actually
There you are.
literally just got right back. Trying to figure out what the fuck you were talking about, Swatch. Excuse my language. I'm just using
you can't do that.
So what would I do with just 40K a month?
A month, yeah.
Well, you know my project.
Right.
I could lay out the details of that.
I was hoping you'd say me.
What? Say that again? Sorry.
I was thinking you'd say me. Like,
I
would you do with $40,000 a month? Me.
Do you? Huh?
We've talked about this. I'm a recovering sugar mama. And
I ain't got any problems with your recovery. You recovered just fine. Just give me that drizzle, baby.
Well, and let me just explain. I have some priorities initially. I have some ginger babies set up for myself here. So I'm procuring that scenario here, along with the cult/culture. And there's space though, there's a lot of space on this land. So come one, come all.
We'll all come. I promise you, everyone will come.
Shit.
Why do you lead me like that? You should do it better by now.
This is my favorite
Scorpio
thing
season.
though, because so you don't know this, Gabe. Like we go way back. I guess this would be like early pandemic days. I used to do a show, and Squatch would come on all the time, and that's part of the joke about him saying that he has to say hi to me, because I gave him shit not that long ago that I felt when I did the show that he wouldn't say hi to me often, and I was I was drinking, and funny enough, I did actually have a box of wine this night, and we had some good laughs, so it was pretty good. So anyway, we go way back, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see the history, good history. Yeah.
But to be serious, especially about my project, I mean, a lot of this would go into, and I mean, I feel like that's so excessive. I mean, if I was getting that much with my kind of ideas, because it's all sustainable, uh, it's not going to be that heavy or that costly to do what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking like other than to buy the land, right? And even that, I've done there's enough research and grant options at this point that you don't have to full on pay for it yourself. Now, of course, I'm going to want to do that to some extent, but there's enough free grants, private grants, not directly associated with something you have to like have stipulations for, that are well worth the opportunity. And so what I'm getting at then is like I would have enough to throw to Squatch to say like, hey, if you want to come out here, I have enough for you to build or to set up your own design with your family.
I used to build off-grid lodges for hunting clubs.
Oh,
I'm a
cool.
carpenter. I do almost any kind of construction with the exception of electrical. I don't really. You can't smell that stuff coming at you.
Well, actually, I think I do remember this now that you're talking about it. And also, at this point, make sure we stay in contact because if anything, you would be an excellent educator. You actually do a great job in general, like with your presence. It's not just your voice because we all love the Squatch voice, but you actually do. You have a really good approach in general. So you would, and that's the part of what this idea is that this is all set up for to be education centers or platforms and what I'm getting at is that this would go across the board, but you could have specific areas that specialize in certain things. But the idea that we're bringing back apprenticeships, we're bringing back this ability to teach each other exactly how to do these trades hands-on without this being a huge transactional thing. The gift economy can exist. I know that's very controversial, so don't get too,
Communist.
oh my God, she's a socialist.
No, I know better. You're a total communist. You're not fooling me, man. I mean, you just
all
want
in,
to
huh?
take the ist. No, she just wants to take the ist out of the commune. That's all it is.
Apparently, I think just because of my stature, it's like immediately assumed I'm supposed to be like helping like just breed mass amounts. Mind you, I am 39 years old and have not had a kid yet. Mostly by my choice.
We should fix that. That's not a problem. It's
I'm
just
also not a whore.
Yeah.
So that's helpful with that scenario. But I'm just saying, Squatch, like I'm not going to be able to do that kind of mass breeding. Now, can I be a matriarchal like figure? It's still possible. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, I think you thought far too deeply into this one. Just be willing and don't press charges, and you're fine.
Okay, but regardless, I think you get what I'm getting at, Gabe. And
Okay.
Scotch. Yep.
That's some really good genetics right there. Yeah. Because I mean, I always knew you were tall, and like you had some good muscular stature. But then I saw you one day on I think that Sarah the Rotten Tomato. No, not what I always say. Sarah the Raging Tomato. I'm not even trying to be mean. Raging Tomato, right?
But you're so good at it.
Yeah, I know. It's a natural.
Rotten Tomato.
I saw you on there when you were trying to do like a titty off or a twerk off with that Nova, with the big. And that's the first time I saw your face, and I was like, "Oh shit, she's a dime piece."
Oh,
No cap, man. He's pretty. Yeah.
My thing is that I'm kind of sick of the over like women actually like and I think Nova's a good example of this, and no offense to her, like much respect. I've known a lot of women like her, but immediately you can tell by the way she holds herself on camera and this sort of like over perfectionism. I had this woman this friend, I'll never forget her. She was gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. She was porcelain skin, the longest blonde hair, natural blonde hair. And she like barely had to wear makeup just because, like her features in general. And I don't in general either, just because I I have stipulations on it as far as like this whole trans
Make
thing.
it taste terrible, and it'll just be bad when I start trying to lick your face. It's terrible. I
Wait,
hate it.
Slap it up.
Wait, Nova is the fat chick. She's the fat Cuban, I think. Right?
Is
I like
she
them
so
big.
fat? She's not that overweight. I mean,
I am an
I
ice
only
age
seen her from the
animal.
top up.
Yeah.
Only from the top up.
Yeah.
She
yeah,
seems pretty like
just the way
built
she's
pretty
holding
good.
herself. A lot of these women, like they don't like watch how they move. They're not really like because they're so
Hey.
concerned about how they look. And
It's almost
and
like she's in a
really
corset, like from the Victorian age, like all like propped
Right?
up.
right,
Yeah, it's like that.
right. And this to me is connected to this trans movement, and I've talked about this that makeup is for men. So I personally, and I might wear a little bit, and I can actually like create my own natural mascara, just elongate my eyelashes, which is really all I do. I get out in the sun, I get out in nature, I make sure I do facial exercises. Those help a lot. But don't get me wrong, you know, it's not like I'm always, you know, spot on.
I just had an image of her out there mewing in the forest.
Oh my god.
Yo, call her the
Yo,
Rizla. The Giga Chad.
like I never knew about mewing.
What's your mewing
until,
streak?
like, it's like, man.
Get a
What?
good mewing streak. You know, you have a mewing streak. Like how many weeks in a row have you been working on your mewing? This is brain rot shit.
I have not heard this before.
You ever heard that one? Okay, yeah.
It's like
You ever
it's
heard
like
of looks
doing-
maxing?
Bro.
It-
These are
it-
definitely the
Looks
brain work.
maxing?
It's essentially it's an insult term of like trying to fix your fucking jaw definition or some shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay. Well, actually, the fish face. Funny enough, I know.
That one, yeah,
Don't
that
do
one.
this in front of people.
That's my favorite.
Zoolander.
It does. It actually helps a lot. It helps your lip structure and your lip line.
Show me.
Yeah, he said show me. Show him proof. Huh?
Just shut up, dude. I was keeping it cool.
No, I will. Like I'm, you know, me and my.
I'm on the clock, bro. I need to see it now. I gotta go get lunch from my little son.
And I promise I will show you I will show you these facial exercises. But I'm not even kidding. Like you can look this up. There's like a 50-year-old woman who looks better than I do overall. Like her skin is, and she just does facial expressions, like facial movements, and she shows you how to do it. And you can do it like with your neck.
Not the resting bee face.
Do not tempt me like that. I do not know why you're leading me a field as you are. Why? Why do you hate me?
Right. Change the subject. Maybe I need to change the picture. Hold on.
Good luck.
Oh shit! Shout out to Jack Talca in the chat, bro. Good stream yesterday. That was a lot of good eye candy too. Yeah.
It's good for Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So my friends, old and new, you guys got anything you want to share before I shut this down? Get my little Benny in the jet some food.
Apparently I'm going to interview Jack Talcott next week.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
that.
That's a big one.
Um,
That's a big one. Fuck, man.
I offer. Some people accept. Some people take time to accept.
Mhm.
I'm still waiting. You know, this might be the
You must
next
have asked him a long time
writing,
ago.
episode that you're just asking for. I'm just teasing. I don't have that great of a story.
Like
It's not so much
Sure.
the story, honey. It has to do with the
Oh.
YouTube content.
Have you looked at
it's-
my channel?
I'll be
I
honest.
have, honey, I've finished your channel. Do not test me.
Oh. All right. Because, like, literally, you've never represented yourself anywhere on my
You
channel.
are virtually
I don't even know
impossible
you
to
said.
catch live. The only places I've
watching.
ever caught you live was when you're on someone else's panel like this. You see
So
me
you
or I
ever
see
seen my
you.
videos? Have you seen my edited, skilled videos? With
Some of them.
excellent content in my and I'm sorry, I am boasting myself right now, but I do have some great videos that you can play copyright free. Actually,
Admittedly, I haven't looked at them recently,
okay. See,
but I dove into your
way
channel
better
when we
back in the
run
day 'cause I
across.
didn't touch
Okay,
my
all
channel.
right, I will. All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
But you'll have to
Respect.
beat me.
Just saying at this point, man, like you and I, we got to talk about this cult. You know, I think that
She has a land. And she has a land, definitely.
Here.
And the genetic and the what, the ovaries.
She gotta take a page from Osho, conquer whatever state
Osho.
you're in, and to say it's part of your religion, you know, Osho style.
Yo, he's a fascinating character.
Yeah.
Osho. He was
I mean,
a fascinating character.
Yeah,
I mean, he
for
was
sure.
having
He owned it.
had a massive sex cult. It was just like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
P. Diddy ain't shit compared to ain't got shit on Osho.
Can I actually add this because I did want to say this a little bit earlier, and I have not that I'm trying to boast my channel again, but I have like a little clip that I made a little short about this because my background is in sleep medicine and EEG, and getting at like cults and their ability to actually mind control you through music and word and like just an energy influence is documented through manipulation of your brain activity. So as a child in general, you have closer to like theta brain state waves. So you're more manipulated through hypnosis in that sense, right? So chanting, any sort of like ceremonial type thing can heavily influence you. And that is seen in those types of states, like going into like a Baptist and speaking tongues is shown to alter your brain activity, which is a state of hypnosis.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking
The
in
guy
secret,
state.
it's speaking in secretive language and repeating certain things up to 7 to 21 times. It's a lot of people get really sucked into that, mantras, even certain and even certain ways of thinking, just
Is
extreme
that why
points
I
of
like
view.
the term omni seminaro wawa so much?
No, that's your autism.
Do you know that reference? Do you know what movie that's from?
What is that?
No, I
from?
wish I did because it's hilarious.
Omni seminaro wawa.
Oh, where is that from?
You've heard it, haven't you?
Yes. Yes.
This is Teen Witch, not any of the other stuff. It was the original crappy 80s movie called Teen Witch.
Yeah, I probably saw that.
Damn,
Has
that's
one of the best music montages in all of movies.
Damn.
That sounded like
He
borderline
remembers it.
Baseballs. Remember that? Where he's doing the chant like the random. And then I can't remember what he goes into right now. I wish I could do like that.
The only mantra I remember is from a kid is Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
When they ripped out his heart.
Kali Ma. My favorite though is there was a Saturday morning cartoon or a movie thing that was Garfield. And they were on some desert island. They had found a 55 Chevy, and everybody's on top of the temple to the 55 Chevy, and they're chanting Chrome, Chrome, a bebop, Chrome.
Yo, that's Furiosa lore. Mad Max, they stole that from Garfield, man.
Yeah.
Cult of the V8. The cult of the V8.
You're damn right, they did.
Damn. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Deep lore.
Deep lore, bro. Man,
I'm sorry.
that Furiosa
I'm
movie.
Caucasian Sasquatch. Y'all have a lovely evening. You can kick me out now.
No, okay. Hey, I'm gonna be going on live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, my birthday stream. So I'll love to have you guys if you would like to hang out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Good conversation.
Yeah.
Or as my brother says, happy squeezed your fat head out of your mom's womb day.
And little does he know that he literally had to use forceps. That's why I have that fucking Yakub head now.
You got something going on?
It's actually quite nice, I've been told. But yeah.
You didn't have a local
it is what
witch
it is.
doctor to put that shit back in
Witch
place?
doctor.
That's what they do. No joke. Fucking awesome.
Just a Mexican grandmother that liked to massage my hand on my nose to make it Romanesque.
That's
right. I'm a Blaxican. Do you want to make sure I have that Spanish blood in there?
No, I get that. I'm sorry because I've actually not.
My mom did something similar. Only it involved holding me over a magical fire by my Achilles tendon. She just kind of protected me from all evil.
That's right.
Wow.
That's all you gotta do.
To the fire.
It's OG reflexology, you know.
Yeah.
You should just
OG
start hitting those
reflexology.
meridians.
Yeah. Well, if his mom was doing that and he said he was a Baptist, this guy has an interesting. I need to interview him.
Hey, I'm not a Baptist. First of all, I live in the heart of the Southern Baptist community, so it would be
very shed it on you. The baptism shed it on you.
Picked up the whole freaking spiel. I could stand right there, dude. I've probably read the Bible more than most theologians, and certainly heard it more than most people, for sure. Because it is ingrained here. We've got Methodists, Lutherans, Catholics. We got freaking Catholics won this last election, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was raised, my friend. Went to Jesuit high school and everything.
When you break it down and you look at the strange voting conditions that took place, you'll find that the cross-section of people that voted distinctly for Trump that don't normally vote Republican were Catholic. Race being not a consideration. It is across all races. Catholics almost single-handedly won this election.
Wait, there's really Catholics in this country? I had no idea. That's a lot, yeah.
Because look at the White House. I mean, they had a rainbow celebration on one of the holiest days or something like that.
Easter, bro.
Yeah.
Easter.
I mean, that's gonna piss a lot of people off, you know. So, you know, they got tired of that. So,
yeah.
Well, think of the narrative at play here, and like, obviously, I think it wasn't during Trump's first. I'm pretty sure he was in office at the time that supposed trumpet fell. And that was supposed to be the sign of Revelations.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to, I think, and I apologize because I don't have this well tracked, but it was like not the first trumpet that supposedly fell. And so it, to me, because of what played out, seal. Like, great. Anyway, go ahead.
Ort. I'm the seventh seal, motherfucker.
You sound like the Swedish chef for a second. Oh
yeah, and the horseman, there was like some sort of other thing where they said it was like a representation of one of the horsemen coming through as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to me that makes sense. Like, but is there an integration at all? And maybe it's being counted as Catholic, but it's actually like subsidiaries and they're overly, and it's actually almost more orthodox because, like, you know, even the Amish religion and some of those back, like the Mennonites and all those people, that I'm wondering if that's somehow getting conflated, because I know a lot. There's a lot of those people voting this time for this.
There was a dude that makes these videos in Pennsylvania where he interviewed two Amish sisters and family, and like they're literally they voted for Trump. Like, yeah, we voted for Trump.
There's a video
like,
of the Amish.
We don't even have electricity.
Dude, I know. Yeah. and I have a beautiful meme I'd love to bring up about our, you know, current president here in chief, our savior of all saviors here. But there was a video of, I'm joking, obviously. Okay, there was a video of some stage.
He's a slave. Come on.
Coming through of not stagecoaches, but I'm calling it that, the Amish, you know, carriages with the Trump and American flags, and I think it was also in Pennselsvania. It was like a little, they did like a mini parade, and I
could have been Intercourse, PA. That's that's the main city over there, Lancaster County. Shout out to Lancaster County over there.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
and Confederate flags I seen there too.
It's just very, very bizarre. It's very, very bizarre because, you know, his past, Trump, I mean, Trump University, Apprentice, he was on WWF. I mean, it's just hilarious that I can't believe he ran and won. It's just like,
I'm so happy. I don't even have to write jokes. I can just report.
That's
hilarious.
No, this time 4 years ago. in 2016 when he first won, I was like, I didn't even vote for him, but like I was so happy like for that reason too, because everyone was they were talking so much shit that I know from back home in California, and then I could see them like this, like somebody punched him in the stomach. Like the next day, I was having like a greatest week. You know,
I voted.
I know.
I voted.
I love their tears. I was eating them.
In 2016, I did vote for him because I hated Hillary. I just looked at her. I'm like, fuck this. It's just like I can't stand her, you know. And
we can clearly see that they're directly connected at this point now.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like uranium one is something people don't even know that was like put right in front of our faces. So while Trump was in office, he sent some troops to Niger, Africa, and 4 of them died, and he didn't acknowledge their deaths. And so he was like put on display for this reason. And they're like, what the fuck, dude? And then it came out, whatever distraction covered that. But some other people pointed out that what's in Niger, Africa, it's actually one of the number 1 sources of uranium. Uranium one's connected to Russia, right? Well, Clinton's having uranium one.
I'm having a bit of a problem with the way you're staying Niger. You're dropping a hard G and keeping the hard R. I'm not sure that's how that's supposed to work.
It is Niger, isn't it? And I said Niger.
It's like Street Fighter. Instead of saying Tiger, you say Niger. Niger. Like Street Fighter.
Tiger.
Tiger, who a flame.
They're gonna get a stream shut down. They're gonna be like, "No, she just is."
It's okay. I'm 52% African. My father's from Mali.
That man there, he is white, sir. That man there is white.
Well, I'm actually 30. According to Ancestry.com, I'm calling 32% Spanish. Not just anyway. I gotta go. I don't want to go. I gotta go. I appreciate you guys coming on. My soul is black.
Right.
I gotta go teach these Taiwanese kids how to write essays and read literature.
Like, is this Mexican essays or like writing essays?
A little bit of both, man.
Good man. Yeah. You teach them how to cholo properly.
I also look forward to you and your education role in my future cult. I mean, community.
Hey, I already got it. I already got it started for us. I had him reading Animal Farm last week. So Lord of the Flies.
Next, we're good. Lord of the Flies should be next, and then you should go for 1984. Just give them the big one.
No. Afterwards, you gotta.
Yeah.
Napoleon. Napoleon was one of the best.
Napoleon. Yes, he was. Yeah. On Animal Farm and the real life of Napoleon, who wasn't a simp like the movie portrayed.
Nope.
He just loved his wife.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
And also, as a random side note, my friend sent me a picture of some weed he got today, which was Animal Farm.
That's what it's called? Fire. That's fire.
Integrity.
Yeah. You smoke it from y'all smoke one from me. People who are smoking if you got them.
You got it. And if you ever get a chance to come up, we'll make sure that you and your family, that your children have lots of activities away from you for you to be able to go relax, and that you have plenty to enjoy. That's all.
See, you already know. See, I like that. That's how you treat your guests.
You remember, it takes a village. So that's what we got to do, right? We got to just help each other. And raise each other's children. So there you go.
Love it. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
I love you too, man.
What's up,
love
man?
you, brothers.
You can definitely have my Bud Light. I don't mind.
Ew.
Hey, that's like a backhanded compliment. A backhanded. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Dude, Squatch.
I'll take it though.
We're brewing some serious. We're not brewing no piss shit. We're brewing some real beer on my land.
Do you know my last name? Have I ever told you my last name?
No, actually.
We can run engines off the shit I brew.
Okay, good. Now,
Sasquatch Everclear?
Now we're talking. Thank you.
Close enough.
I love good beer. I love really good beer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Wisconsin, and it's like I need that good, deep, dark. Not always dark. I like.
Stop it right there.
Sorry, I need to shut up. Thank you.
Deep dark.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
We're all dark once the lights turn out.
And in that moment, this has been the NPC the game, your Black Sican in Taiwan with his new friends and old. I'll see you tomorrow during the birthday stream. Peace.
Peace.
Let's get it.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, do this shit the trendy way. First my
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Good job.
That's why I need your help behind the scenes. Give me that good wisdom. Peace.
Yeah. I have to do this. Yeah. That other shit. Niggas can't fuck with shit. Let's get it poppin'. Yeah, worship with Boffman, light can't stop it. Darkness the option. I'm a street deacon, I'm a street preacher, sorta like a prophet. Have you seen my hyena, cilantro vagina? Let me put a fat ninja carne aside ya. Girl, let me guide you. My words shine like Danny in the mazes. I smoke purple in the rain in the ranges. I shirm away the pain. Guilt disappeared. The killer then appeared. Dipper Lucy, little bro, dipshit. You will never fear shit. Repercussions, concussions, shooting up the function. Man, the flesh is really needy. You see me in the streets, nigga, better fucking greet me. You see me in the streets, nigga, the never would they hit me. If I say kill a man, Val Kilmer got away. Bum bitches get away. I'm not scared to say. I'm not scared to say what niggas think about. What niggas think about. I don't give a fuck, nigga, what niggas think about. Brain brown, chalker brown, headshots astound them. Next time you see that nigga, tell that nigga I said I'm 40. He's just a shorty. Whole clip, whole 30. Bullets make you Millie Rock sturdy. You can ask Jay-Z. Electronic products come with batteries. Brooklyn streets inside of me. I let a girl guide me, feed me, bring it back hard, baby. 7 corner hustlers. Niggas can't fuck with us. Clinton Hill, do I trust? And Clinton Hill, do I trust? Yeah, nigga, yeah. Rap shit is easy. Satin on the creepy. 90 degrees. Bone spray easy. Ring me, repeat me. 29 cycles. Malik me. Can you see the distance or do you know the difference? The pussy or the palace, the hookah in the chalice, a squirter or a burner. Gun game murders, niggas, guards in the swamp. Stash every brick, the black one's amazing. 2001 gram stone monoliths, nigga. Unbroken odysseys, fast ones fold you. Treat you like a bankroll, tuck you and fuck you. Suck you and step. Spy games, lie games, mind games, thriller. Gun games, run games, they already obvious square. Downtown Brooklyn, nigga, homie, I was there. All of y'all was scared. Do you know the difference, or could you tell the difference? The pussy or the palace, a hookah or a chalice, a squirter with a burner. My words is murders, reverse these cases, free little smurder. Silence in the hammers, nigga, Solomons and Masons. Fix every trick, guard in the swamp, stash in the bricks, nigga. Yeah. This is that other shit, niggas can't fuck with shit, man. Stop trying to impress niggas with their regular narrative, bro. You grown now.